Hey everybody, today we're going to do some more campaign ad reactions, and this time we've got the US Senate race in Nevada. So we've got the incumbent Democrat Jacky Rosen and the Republican challenger Sam Brown. So we're going to do 3 ads for each, we'll play them, we'll talk about them, we'll see what they've got going on. So let's start with the incumbent Jacky Rosen. Let's see what she has to say.
It's an unthinkable trauma when a woman is raped and becomes pregnant. As a sexual assault counselor, I've seen it too many times. But Sam Brown has spent the last decade pushing to ban abortion without any exception for rape or incest. He even supported the Texas ban, one of the harshest in the country. For Sam Brown to tell these women they don't have a choice, it's disgraceful.
I'm Jacky Rosen, and I approve this message.
All right, Sam Brown, how could you? This ad goes right in for the heartstrings on the key issue for Democrats, that's abortion. We've usually seen this type of ad for decades played by Democrats against Republicans, but ever since the abortion decision by the Supreme Court, now these ads actually seem to have more impact, or at least they did in 2022. This is a decent issue for Rosen to run on, and I'm not exactly sure what Brown's current position is on abortion, but it kind of doesn't even matter what it is, because on this issue it's going to favor the Democrats. Generally, voters are not a big fan of a ton of restrictions, so Rosen has brought in the healthcare professional to talk about how Brown does not support any exceptions. It's kind of low-key, but it does have the emotion behind it. I'd say that ad is going to work well enough. Now let's move on to Sam Brown's first ad. Let's dive right into it.
Gas prices are up 20%. Housing and grocery prices are through the roof. And Nevada has the second highest unemployment in the nation. But career politicians don't seem to care.
Insiders like multi-millionaire Jacky Rosen don't get us. I'm not a politician, neither are you. After the military, I worked in a warehouse and started a small business. I'll reverse Jacky Rosen's policies and bring down prices. I'm Sam Brown, and I approve this message.
All right, so a decent opening here for Brown. He hits up the kitchen table issues, inflation, cost of living, unemployment. It's those types of issues that are going to benefit the party that's not in power. Then Brown goes into some of his background in the military, starting a small business. There's the quick cuts of some different workers and the music changes, and he even labels Rosen a multi-millionaire. I don't know exactly how well that's going to land, but usually when somebody showcases another politician's wealth, I think that can be a little bit off-putting for a certain segment of voters. He also brings in the career politician aspect. It's usually pretty standard. I don't think it's going to do that much damage in this case, but it couldn't hurt to bring it up. So far these two are staying on task for their first ads. Let's go on to Rosen's second ad. Here it is.
I'm Jacky Rosen, and I approve this message.
Nevadans depend on Social Security and Medicare, but MAGA extremist Sam Brown is putting them at risk. Sam Brown embraced sunsetting Medicare and Social Security. Sam Brown publicly supported forcing massive cuts to Social Security and Medicare, and was caught on tape saying he admires the plan to phase out Social Security and Medicare entirely in 5 years. Sam Brown, another MAGA extremist trying to cut Social Security and Medicare.
Okay, that's another economic themed ad, and I think it also works pretty well. This is another key issue that Democrats usually levy against Republicans. I'm sure Brown is going to dispute his characterization here, but generally Democrats are viewed as stronger on protecting Social Security and Medicare. And it's also true pretty much on both sides that politicians try to walk back any statements they made maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago. So the music and the narration in this ad is pretty low-key. They call him a MAGA extremist, and they've even got pictures of people like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene in the background. I would say it's also probably effective enough given the state and the issues. Let's go on to ad number 2 for Sam Brown. Here it is.
One version of me died in the desert of Kandahar, but I heard the voice of one of my soldiers immediately after say, "Sir, I've got you." And that was the rebirth. My message to Nevada is one of hope. I can lead with empathy, having school-aged children, having worked in an Amazon warehouse, starting a business. Times are tough, but we will overcome.
Nevada, I've got you. I'm Sam Brown, and I approve this message.
Alright, so this ad from Brown goes more into his personal story, his struggles. It's forward-looking, it's filled with hope. That's all good stuff. Again, he's got the military background and everything he's had to overcome. There is an admirable story there. He's also kind of walking around the desert, and then it ends pretty abruptly saying, "Nevada, I've got you." I think that's a weak ending. It reminds me of the Adam Laxalt ad from a couple of years ago. He ended it by saying, "I want to serve." I always thought that sounded a little bit off. And one other thing I'll say here is Sam Brown, he doesn't really have a ton of charisma. Now, I'll also say he's at least appearing appearing on camera in these two ads so far. Jacky Rosen has pretty much just been in the background. So an acceptable ad here, I'll say, from Sam Brown. And that's going to take us into the final ad from Jacky Rosen. Let's do it.
I've been a nurse in Las Vegas for 20 years, and it's so frustrating to see patients suffer because they can't afford the prescriptions that they need. Senator Jacky Rosen did something about it. She passed a law giving Medicare the power to negotiate for lower prices and capped the price of insulin at $35 a month.
The cost of insulin went down to $35 for mostly everyone.
Jacky took on the powerful drug companies and won.
I'm Jacky Rosen, and I approve this message.
Okay, the theme behind this ad I think is an important one for most voters. Healthcare costs, prescription drugs, everything in that direction matters. Also the drug companies, everybody seems to hate them, that's an easy target. And it's also another ad from a healthcare worker, so there's some effectiveness with that. But the drawbacks here are, again, I think this ad is just a little bit too mild. The music is a little generic, and also, again, Jacky Rosen not really in this ad. I'm sure she's going to be in a bunch of other ads, she just happened to not make it into these. But probably the biggest criticism of this ad is it overly hypes Jacky Rosen as some kind of a hero. I think it's fine to bring up the things they did in the ad, but for the most part, I do think it's pretty much small potatoes. I'm guessing voters think way more should have been done on healthcare. So pinning a mild token win on this issue all on Jacky Rosen seems to fall a little bit flat for me. But other than that, the substance of the ad I think is going to be acceptable. So let's go on to the final ad from Sam Brown. Let's see what he's got for us.
The American dream is becoming unattainable for so many.
Nevadans are suffering right now. I see how expensive everything is, and people are really struggling just to make ends meet.
I'll fight to bring down prices, cut taxes for families, and end taxes on tips for Nevada service workers. It's time for us to have leaders who aren't just loyal to a party, but are loyal to the people. And with us coming together, our best days can still be ahead.
I'm Sam Brown, and I approve this message.
All right, so that's the last one from Brown, and he hits on the American dream. I'm sure most people can relate to that in some sort of an abstract sense. It again focuses on inflation, cost of living, and how we've lost our way as a country. You really can't do wrong with that topic. And then he brings in what looks like his wife and family. I'm going to assume that's not his sister and his sister's kids. And maybe on some level that gives Brown some more depth and some credibility on whatever he has to say, who knows? He mentions no taxes on tips. It seems like almost everybody is behind that issue. And overall, the music on this ad I also think was a little bit too mild. And for what it's worth, Brown's charisma does not seem to be that strong, but at least he is appearing on camera. So overall, we've got 3 ads. I don't think any of them are really that bad. Both sides doing what they need to do, hitting up the issues that are going to play to their strengths. The polling right now does clearly favor Rosen, so we'll have to see if Brown can close that gap. But that's it for these ads in the Nevada Senate race, so let me know in the comments. What did you think about any of these 6 ads? Did Rosen deliver the goods, or did Brown have the better commercials? Maybe you like both of them, maybe you can't stand either of them. Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to help support the channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.